Let's start with something important. If you clicked on a video about red flags, you are not here to learn. You are here to confirm a suspicion. You already have someone in mind. You're just hoping I say something specific enough that you can go, "Oh my God, that's literally them." And don't worry, I will. But I'm also going to accidentally describe you in the process, so emotionally brace yourself. In dating and relationships, a red flag is supposed to be a small thing you notice in someone's behavior that hints at a much bigger problem later. Which sounds very helpful until you realize humans are horrible at responding to information. In reality, humans treat red flags the same way we treat software updates. We ignore them, click "remind me later," and then act shocked when everything crashes. Because leaving would require standards, and standards require sleep, and you're watching this at an hour where self-respect clocks out. Also, quick correction before we continue, red flags are not just about what someone does, they're also about what someone doesn't do, like communicating, or apologizing, or acknowledging your existence for 3 business days. And that's why red flags are so hard to spot, not because you're dumb, but because you're hopeful, and bored, and lonely at 2:37 a.m. So let's start from the bottom and work our way up, because like most bad decisions, this escalates slowly. At the very bottom, we start with what I like to call the blank white flag stage. Nothing is wrong yet, your brain just pauses for a second like a buffering YouTube video. This is where you notice things like, they don't lick the yogurt off the lid. They clap when the plane lands. They still use Internet Explorer like it's 2009 and Obama just got elected. They apologize when you mess up, like, "Sorry you feel bad about yelling at me." Is this bad? No. Is it strange? Yes, but it's fine. If the behavior can be explained with, "Oh, they're probably just Canadian," you're still safe. This is a stage where you defend them for no reason. Your friend says, "That's kind of strange," and you're like, No, that's just how they are." You don't even know them yet, but you're already in PR mode. Now we move into low-tier red flags. These are the ones that are probably bad, but not bad enough for you to stop. Like when they don't laugh at your jokes. And listen, this isn't about ego. This is about science. If someone is into you, your jokes become funny by default. You could say something completely unhinged like, "Isn't it weird that chairs exist?" And they'd be like, "Stop, you're so dumb." If someone never laughs at anything you say, you're not flirting, you're being tolerated. Another classic is when they're weirdly secretive about their past. Not mysterious, not reserved, selective. They'll overshare about their anxiety, their dreams, their favorite trauma, but the moment you ask about their ex, they suddenly turn into a Wikipedia article with missing pages. "Oh, it just didn't work out." Cool. So either something happened that you don't want me to know, or you're a Russian spy. And honestly, only one of those is hot. Then there's the one everyone pretends is romantic, putting you on a pedestal. They act like you're perfect, like you're out of their league, like they don't deserve you, which feels amazing and flattering for about 10 minutes until you realize it's a trap. Because now you can't mess up, you can't be annoying, you can't be human. The second you disappoint them, they spiral emotionally like you just ruined their favorite TV show. That's not admiration, that's pressure with compliments. Now we're entering mid-tier red flags, where the jokes get quieter and your gut gets louder. This is where you notice they don't really have a life. No hobbies, no passions, no interests. Their favorite activity is whatever you're doing. At first, it feels flattering. Wow, they're so invested. Then one day you say you want alone time and suddenly they're confused, hurt, and asking if everything's okay, staring at you like a kicked puppy. Congratulations, you're not dating someone, you're being emotionally live-streamed. Another mid-tier classic is trash-talking their ex early. Not casually, aggressively. Every story somehow circles back to how their ex was insane, toxic, manipulative, evil, possessed, and probably a demon. And you're sitting there like, wow. So, anyway, here's the thing. If they're still emotionally fighting someone who isn't even in the room, guess who's next? Spoiler, it's you. And then there are ultimatums. If you don't do this, I'll do that. If you really cared, you would. If you loved me, you'd prove it. That's not communication, that's a hostage negotiation. That's like me saying, if you don't subscribe right now, I'll be sad. which I would never say. I would simply remember it forever. Now we're in high-tier red flag territory. These are not talk it out flags. These are leave quietly and don't post about it flags. They're already in a relationship. They're married. They treat service staff like NPCs. How they treat others is how they'll treat you once you stop being impressive. And if you don't like their friends, that matters. People don't accidentally surround themselves with terrible humans. That's a curated experience. Now comes the part where you stop laughing. After enough bad dates, enough talking stages, enough almosts, you start thinking, why does everyone I meet have issues? Why can't I find someone normal? Why does this keep happening to me? And that's when you unlock the final red flag. It's you. Not because you're evil, not because you're unlovable, but because you keep choosing familiar chaos and calling it chemistry. You don't ignore red flags because you don't see them. You ignore them because they feel like home. And the wildest part, you already know this. You joke about it. I know I'm toxic, haha. That's not healing, that's branding. So yeah, those are red flags. And if you spent this entire video nodding like, wow, people are insane, congrats, you missed the point. Because the final red flag is sitting exactly where you are right now, watching this video, feeling weirdly called out, and still thinking about that one person you swore you were done with. You're not unlucky, you're not cursed, you're just attracted to problems that feel emotionally familiar. Which is fine. Terrible choice, but consistent. Anyway, nothing will change after this video. You'll close YouTube, open Instagram, reopen that chat, and tell yourself just one more conversation. And honestly, I get it, because if red flags were a deal breaker, you would have stopped by now. Alright, that's it. Go do whatever you were already going to do. This video didn't fix you, it just narrated the situation. See you next time. Peace.